What's up, witches? My name is Taylor, and I'm the Tempest Witch here on YouTube. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I figured it was time to just discuss a topic that's really important to me. For those of you who haven't seen my previous video, I am a severely mentally ill person. I have borderline personality disorder, I have bipolar disorder, so I have both a personality disorder and a mood disorder, and I have ADHD, which is a learning disorder, in addition to major depression and generalized anxiety. So all of that together collectively makes me a very mentally ill person. Now, mental health doesn't necessarily have to entail that you have a mental illness, let alone several. But as someone with mental illnesses, I would like to kind of give you my perspective. Specifically, I want to talk about mental health and witchcraft, because there's a lot of weird new age shit that's going around, and it's really toxic and really harmful. So one of the things that I've seen a lot is people advocating for mentally ill people to stop taking their medications because it is somehow lessening or hindering their spiritual awakening. I'm going to say right now that's bullshit, because as humans, we have to exist in this reality, in this society as it is. To tell somebody who is mentally ill to get off of their medications because it will somehow hinder them opening their third eye or progressing on their spiritual path is just ableist as fuck and just rude. Yeah, I used to be able to lucid dream really easily, and then I got onto a really hardcore antipsychotic called Abilify, which then got rid of all of my emotions and my ability to regulate my emotions. And since I got off of it, which has been several years since then, I still can't lucid dream. I also, because I'm on antipsychotics, cannot dissociate. And that means I cannot astral project. And people are like, well, why would you take your medications if you can't do this thing? Because my mental health is more important than my spiritual journey. Point blank, period. It's just how it is. It might not be for you, but it should be. You have to exist in this reality. I've had lots of people talk to me about drugs. I've had people tell me that if I just take LSD, my brain will right itself, I'll cure my own mental illnesses, and I'll be fine and I can go on my way. Which is also ableist as fuck. And if you have any sort of mental illnesses that cause dissociation, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, schizophrenia, if you take any kind of hallucinogen like hardcore, you can get stuck in an altered state of consciousness, and not in a good way. You'll never really get back into yourself, back into your body the way you should be sitting correctly, which can make people develop severe psychosis. So somebody who's not a doctor, someone who has not studied psychology, someone who has not studied biology or neuroscience or anything, telling people that they should just up and stop their medications because they know best is just asinine and ridiculously harmful. So take it from me, your mental health is more important than your spiritual journey. And if harming yourself and harming your mental health is what you need to do in order to continue your spiritual journey, you need to reevaluate your priorities and what you're actually doing. Yeah, there's cool witchy shit that you can do, astral projecting being one of them. But most people aren't fucking ready for that. And they really shouldn't even be pretending to try. It's just, one of the things I struggle with is this new age spiritualism, because there's so much knowledge available and you can learn basically anything, but people like to leave out all of the possible issues that might arise from certain things. Like people going through and talking about herbalism and not saying anything about, check with your doctor before you ingest any new herbal substance because you might be allergic to it or it might interact with your medications. And that's not saying that you should stop your medications to take said herb. What I'm trying to say is you can supplement your witchcraft with your mental health, and you can also supplement your mental health with your witchcraft, but you have to use them together. You cannot have one and not the other. If you are a mentally ill person, you have to deal with your mental health first as a priority. And you cannot just go, oh, if I'm better at my witchcraft, if I'm better at my spiritual journey, I can just bypass all of this mental health bullshit. Because that's how you end up in a psych ward. And that's another issue that we have in the spiritual community. A big issue I've seen in the spiritual community is people pushing people farther than they should go. Like, yes, there is a point where you might need a little kick in the ass to be able to go and take the next step in what you're doing. And it might be uncomfortable, especially if you're doing any kind of shadow work, but it shouldn't cause you physical pain or harm. You should always take care of your physical body and your physical mind as you exist in this world. You should always put that first. Because yeah, you can use St. John's wort as a substitute for antidepressants, but it's not anywhere close to the concentration of the miracles of pharmaceuticals that we have now. Herbal medicine is a great supplement to things as long as you talk to your doctor and make sure it's okay. But you shouldn't be relying on witchcraft to be your cure. You will never be able to cure mental illnesses. You just can't. It would be lovely if I could take some roses and some hibiscus and some chamomile, throw it together in a lavender tincture, take that, and boom, I don't have bipolar disorder anymore. That's not how any of this works. So yeah, you can use your witchcraft to supplement your life and supplement your mental health. And you can do all sorts of self-love, caring rituals for yourself and your surroundings and your family. Doing good magic is great, but you also need to understand that magic will not cure most problems, and there is not a quick fix to most things. I have people ask me all the time, oh, Taylor, what herb can I use to help my depression? Vitamin D. Go outside for a while. It'll help a lot. Well, no, I'm looking for an herb. You got the sun. Look into the science of how the sun affects your mood. Why do you think everyone in the north has seasonal affect disorder? There's no sun here for half the year. I'm rambling, but it's frustrating because New Age spiritualism is so hyperfixated on good vibes only, and being uncomfortable is not okay, and you just need to work through it, and if you just raise your vibration, you will be able to fix things. First of all, that's all ableist as fuck. You have to be okay with being uncomfortable. That's how you better yourself. Growth only comes through discomfort. And I know that's a really hard thing for some people to think, because when they, especially new practitioners, they get in and they want everything to be beautiful. They do everything very aesthetic, and they feel like if they just love enough, they will make things right in the world. And then life bitch slaps you. And you come to realize that's not how things work. You have to be okay with balance. And that means accepting the darkness. That means accepting the bad. That means accepting the uncomfortable. You cannot just exist in a love and light situation in your craft, or you will never be powerful. And I'm sorry to say it, but I'm assuming that a lot of your magic, if you're only love and light, isn't going to work. The universe will always return to balance. It might go very off to one end, but it will always right itself. So if you are always in love and light, you are waiting for the universe to just tip the scales and flip you over. And that's what it comes down to. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your mental health. You cannot just focus on your shadow work. You should be doing your shadow work anyway. Do your shadow work. But shadow work is a supplement to therapy. Shadow work is a supplement to seeing a psychiatrist. You cannot just do shadow work and think that you will work out all your problems. Some of them you can, a lot of the surface stuff. But once it gets down to your traumas, once it gets down to all of your pessimistic thoughts about yourself, once it comes to your insecurities and all of your downfalls and all of the things you fall short on, you need somebody to guide you through that. Of course, because we live in a capitalist hellscape, Therapy and psychiatry is not open and available to everyone. It's a classist bullshit thing that happens, but such is life. So do the best you can with what you have, where you are. That's all it comes down to. Your mental health is important, and your mental health is more important than your craft. Alright guys, I hope you found this conversation invigorating and informative. I hope throughout this month of mental health awareness that you consider what mental health is and what it looks like for you. I hope that you take the necessary actions that you need in order to take care of your mental health. And as always, I hope you have a damn good day. Skål, my friend.